Tonight, which is an immersive ttrpg experience like you've never had before. Tonight we're playing Into Space.
Into space.
In Dreadlore, characters players use their character traits to gain a bit of control over the fiction, and if their task is opposed or particularly difficult, they might have to throw down dice.
Throw down.
Tonight we have myself, Andrea Elliott-Johnson. We have Bill Bunkum. We have Ken Howl. We have Daniel Holker. We have Drizzle, and that's it for tonight. But sometimes we have other people. For the music, we have to thank all lowercase letters, Mr. Interrupt,
letters.
and then our lovely Patreon people, Nostalgic, Natalia Cline, Tim Roberts, and our very own Daniel Hulker.
Daniel Hulker!
And then we, of course, have Couchfire Media to thanks for our wonderful media production.
Fire!
And then Terriblate Productions for stuff and things.
Who are they?
I'm not really sure. And then whoever our lovely sponsors are for tonight, Daniel Holger.
Tonight's sponsor is my lack of ability to find a sponsor.
Wait, that was a few months ago.
No.
Are they sponsoring again?
No. No. I went out into the rain and I asked it to sponsor this show, and I got no answer.
None?
I then asked a puppy if it would also be interested in sponsoring this show. And it wagged its tail, but I don't think I got a really good affirmative answer, so I kind of moved on. And I've asked a garbage can to sponsor us right after it got emptied. So I just figured I would catch it on like a good day, right? Nothing. And I've done other things. I've asked like pieces of like gravel to sponsor the show, and it doesn't. None of them told me that they wanted to sponsor the show. I've asked like a cheese grater, and it also didn't tell me that it wanted to sponsor the show. So I don't know. It's I put in a lot of effort, but none. I don't really seem to get any takers. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Are you saying that you're? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Andrew.
I was gonna say, are you saying your inability to find a sponsor is really grating on you?
No.
Yeah, it is.
You should have asked aromatic bitters that go into a margarita. They may have sponsored us.
Well, had I known we would be talking about it, I could have approached them ahead of time.
Don't put aromatic bitters. Don't put aromatic bitters in your margarita. Hey, what are you all drinking tonight?
Celsius energy drink, Cosmic Vibe.
Water.
Dos Equis this evening.
A Dos Equis.
It's fancy.
I got the city of Bardstown in me.
Oh shit, old Bardstown, baby. Is it the bottled and bond or is it the normal one?
I don't know. They're like $50 a bottle or something. It's the
$50 a bottle.
Yeah, they're expensive. That one.
Oh, you don't have old Bardstown.
No, I don't think it's old Bardstown. It's Bardstown.
Yeah.
It's regular Bardstown.
Okay, because old Bardstown is like $20.
No.
It's delicious. It's
No.
delicious. It's a very good bourbon, but you're talking like the square bottle.
Yeah, the square bottle.
Yeah, not that I drink.
Yeah, not that you're currently drinking.
I mean, margaritas aren't really drinking.
Yeah, no, they
it's not
don't.
really
It
the
does
same
not.
thing.
Not when you start.
No, I'm drinking Centenario Plata. It's got this cool lady on the front, and yeah. All right.
You know, I just
so-
realized I'm approaching the time of year when I really drink. Like the only time of year I really drink at all is during
Yeah.
Red Bear.
Yeah, indeed. Let's do some announcements. But none from you, Andrea. Okay, so what are our announcements for the night? Andrea, what are some announcements for the night?
So yeah, anybody who is in the Kentucky area, the Kentucky Highland Renaissance Fair is starting up this weekend and running for 8 whole weekends. And it will be in Eminence, Kentucky, if you happen to know where that is. And if you don't, Google is free, mostly, I think.
Yeah, except for your soul. No, indeed. Eminence. The way you get to Eminence, I believe you go down. Is it I-75?
64.
No,
Yeah.
you go down
You're right.
I-64. You take a left into the anus of Kentucky. Eminence is fine. Eminence is fine. There's no problem. You know what town is a nice town.
This is what happens.
You know what town. Don't call me a coaster. Fuck you. You know
No,
what
no.
town is a great town when you have to name it like superb, or or lofty, or
I
last
think-
stop.
The problem that Kentucky has is they have so many needs for all these little towns, like Eminence, or all the counties. There's like 200 counties, so they all need a county seat.
120.
Yeah, it's like 120,000 counties.
By the way, Eminence is actually not that far from Pleasureville.
Which is a nice place to go.
Yeah.
No, see, Will. No, don't get me wrong. Eminence is a small town, but clearly you've never been to Western Kentucky.
I don't go to the Midwest.
Or Eastern Kentucky for that matter. They're like I feel like Kentucky sort of down the middle is relatively populated. Then all of a sudden you go to the sides and it's like, oh,
Eastern Kentucky's fine. I like Eastern Kentucky. West Kentucky they're different animals. They're different
Yeah.
animals. West and
Is it-
East.
Yeah.
North South is not really a big thing in Kentucky. You guys can. Well, that's not entirely true, is it? Northern
I mean, it
Kentucky.
depends on if you
people,
care about
they're their own-
basketball or not.
Yeah, Northern Kentucky people are their own beast.
You have the Golden Triangle, then you have Eastern Kentucky, then you have Western Kentucky.
But there's no Southern Kentucky.
No.
That's just Tennessee.
Not really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somerset
Isn't that
is
weird?
not the same as Bowling Green, is not the same as Paducah, is not the same as Pikeville.
Right. And the fact that you said Pikeville means that you're not from there.
Pikeville.
And then
Pikeville.
there's Louisville.
Pikeville.
Louisville. Well, we all say
Louisville.
Louisville.
I say
Anybody who
lol.
says anybody who says Louisville is either affecting their accent if they're from Kentucky or they're not from Kentucky.
I call it
Anyway.
Lewisburg sometimes just to be funny.
Wait.
Instead of-
Here's another question. Does the Ohio Valley mean anything to you? Like Ohio Valley area mean anything to you guys?
Yeah,
Sure.
it's like all of Kentucky and Illinois and Indiana. Go Holker. Holker, go. Do, 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 do. You see like the movement lines. Shh, his hair catches fire. Holker, go. Holker, what's the Ohio Valley?
Depends on who's defining it.
Well, son of a bitch. Could we be sponsored by the Ohio Valley?
Yeah, sure.
Tell us what the
Yeah,
Ohio
sure.
Valley is. It's a glacial fixture.
Some of it.
Shut up. Tell us what
I mean,
it is.
No, for real. He's not like that. I know you meant it as a joke, but like also it's not.
No, seriously. Tell us the history of the Ohio Valley. Go.
The Ohio Valley is a river, and that river flows downhill.
Why do they call it Ohio if there's only one state name? It doesn't originate in Ohio.
No, it originates, I think, formally it originates in Pittsburgh with the joining of the Allegheny and I can't remember the other one, but and I think, to be honest, the Ohio should probably carry that name all the way down to the Gulf, because I think it actually contributes more at the intersection of the Ohio and the Mississippi River, but I'm not sure.
Oh shit! The Ohio spills into the Mississippi. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Here's a question,
do I know?
Holker. If I remember correctly, I think didn't like basically the Ohio River mark about the area where the glacial seats about stopped. Am I correct in that?
Almost. I think there's some debate, but I know I know that the ending was more than likely somewhere above Cincinnati, but not that far at its maximum.
Okay.
So
I knew it was around here, but
So what you're telling me? I can't get on Twitch. Twitch won't let me on. What you're telling me is the Ohio, which is very near and dear to us in Kentucky, failed to sponsor tonight's episode.
Yeah, not really. It didn't get around to it.
Isn't it the widest river in the world?
No.
What is?
Whitest.
Yeah, the whitest river in the world. Isn't it
The widest is more than likely going to be the Amazon.
Really? The Amazon's wider than the Ohio?
not wider.
Yes. Yeah.
Have you been to the Amazon? Are you like,
No,
oh
I
my
haven't.
God, haven't you stood on the banks of the Amazon? You know what? I've only seen it in fucking movies. And they didn't say here, they didn't measure it. I don't read, Holker. I can't
I think it's
read.
about
I'm
5 miles
illiterate.
wide at its widest.
You're 5 miles wide.
I'm guessing
Really?
some river.
That's a big ass river.
I'm
Is that a
guessing
river or is that a lake?
I'm gonna let you, the Hulker. Yeah, I'm gonna let you take that one. That hurts me too much to answer.
Here's a question. What's the difference between a lake and a sea?
Salinity.
You sure?
What about the Great Salt Lake?
Well. Oh, you got me. Whatever.
Pretty sure the difference. I'm pretty sure the difference is if light touches the bottom.
Oh, well, maybe. So here's my thinking on it. I would imagine probably at some point a sea was connected to the ocean but got disconnected.
But God
why-
disconnected it.
No, got disconnected. Like, I mean, yes,
God was
but also
involved.
no.
That's the difference.
like for instance, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure the Black Sea was once connected to the ocean until it wasn't.
It is connected to the ocean through
Is it
the through the Dardanelles.
Okay. I don't know. I'm not going to
Yeah,
claim to
Andrea.
be a geography.
Now, it was
Geography expert.
disconnected up until very recently, up until around 11,000 years ago, and then it flooded.
Why did it flood?
Because when the glaciers were receding, the sea level rose and eventually spilled over the Dardanelles and into the Black Sea and connected it.
This is
And
more
that's
to do with
when
the red
Go on.
than into space.
you know, you are actually so close to the truth with that. Too bad we're playing Into Space tonight. Okay, let me on Twitch. Finally, now we can actually talk.
Space
So-
magic.
Have you guys gotten all of your advancements?
Duh.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yes.
Yeah. What did you advance into?
I just advanced my shock trooper +1.
Okay. And what does Shock Trooper do?
Oh fuck! I mean, I basically just use it anytime I'm doing something that has to do with, fighting.
Fighting?
Does it? Yeah.
right. Drizzle.
I added 2 is better than 1. So that
Oh,
gives
nice.
me. That's when I shoot, and I'm saving my next advancement to upgrade it next session.
Okay. You want to tell what that does though? 2 is better than 1.
It gives me when I'm doing 2 shots during my turn, instead of having a D6 chaos die. Well, actually, right now it doesn't do anything. But once I get an upgrade in it, instead of having a D6 chaos die, I'll do a D8. I'll have a D8 damage die instead of chaos die.
Now that I think it does do something.
Without an upgrade, I don't have to have the upgrade first before.
I believe what it does at first is it takes away the chaos die and just makes it an extra die.
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
And then it's a D8 once you upgrade it.
Yeah,
What is that called?
I'm pretty sure.
2 is better than 1.
Yeah, that's why we want that shit. I updated the Dreadlore website, and so now it doesn't do exactly what I want it to do. Oops.
Nice.
Just remember, kid.
I picked up a couple of abilities. I decided,
Yeah, what'd you do?
as a lieutenant, I should have some ability to understand the enemy.
Oh,
But I picked up an ability called Black Agnes.
oh my god, I love Black Agnes.
It's essentially
Tell what it does.
your mind and charisma to frustrate an enemy and achieve success despite the odds. Knowing your enemy will help defeat them. So it's an observational thing, and you basically scrutinize your foe's strategy. So that's it. And the other one I picked up was a thing called Unbroken, which
Good.
gives you
Good.
a D4 +1 when I think
what?
you're about to die.
Yeah, exactly.
damage.
That string of abilities is really, really good. And I think if you're a survivor, especially one like, well, any of you are, taking those Unconquered, Unbroken, all those is really, really good. That was inspired by Jeff McNeil, who was a guest on GGP, Geeky Gamer Podcast, by the way.
Nice.
Okay, so I'll give you all 10 seconds starting here in a second. If anyone knows the origination, I will give you an advancement. I'll give you 15 seconds. The origination of Black Agnes, go.
Nope, and I forgot my dice, so I'll be right back.
The origination?
Okay.
We're supposed to. It's from your friend that was on Geeky Gamer Podcast. I can't.
So no
remember
one
his
went to
name.
Google? Really?
It's.
No, I'm not
isn't it
gonna cheat.
Irish.
Well, that was my whole idea. Is that you would search online in 15 seconds, as Andrea does really quick. I'm giving you 10 more seconds.
No, it's okay. I'm good. I'll wait for the answer. I'm a good kid. I don't like
Countess of
Irish or
Dunbar?
Scottish.
From Scotland. They
Good.
were known as the Black Agnes because they have a dark
Black Agnes.
complexion,
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, dark hair, I believe, but yeah.
dark hair.
Exactly.
dark
It is
hair.
Scottish. Black Agnes, so the long and the short of it is this. Her lord was off the war, as the Scots do. So, Andrea, this is Scots shit. And
Yeah.
Black Agnes was the lady of this castle, and another arrival came to lay siege to her castle while the lord was away. And so she, and this is historical,
The Siege of Dunbar.
fends off the siege of Dunbar, and apparently is like
Yeah.
atop the rampart, drinking fucking, we'll say scotch, literally just casting insults like, your father was a hamster, like style
And her mother
shit.
smelt of elderberries.
Exactly. All right. So
Nice.
we had Scottish, which is pretty close, from Drizzle. We had the actual lookup from Ken. So you guys didn't get it. You don't get an advancement, but you do get 2 XP for your effort.
We get knowledge.
Well, and it's one of those kind of things. It sounded familiar, but I wasn't sure.
Right.
But now that you said the Siege of Dunbar, it's like, oh, okay, now I remember.
So you think Monty Python picked up on that? Is that?
I don't know, because they're French in that. I think they're just being
Yeah,
French.
but I mean, How accurate do you think Monty Python is?
Completely.
I mean, that all happened.
Yeah.
They all
Oh,
use
yeah.
That's what
coconuts.
England was like. Come on.
The-
So one thing I was gonna say earlier when Drizzle was talking about the 2 is better than 1, considering that we're in a military drama basically. Always remember, kids, 2 is 1 and 1 is none.
What is that from?
It's military doctrine, particularly for like special forces people. Basically means that if you don't have 2 of something, you might as well you essentially don't have it at all. You
I
always
see.
have a backup for something that you're gonna
I
need.
see. All right, we'll give you 1 XP for that little aphorism.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
I
we don't
thought
give
a
Hulk
bird in the hand
anything.
was better than 2 in the bush.
We don't talk about bushes on Twitch, Ken. Okay. That's the patriarchy.
There's no,
Okay.
it's not. It's the matriarchy.
That's the patriarchy right there.
Nope.
Harry Bunkum, what's up, man? We are drinking margaritas, Bardstown bourbon, Dos Equis, Celsius, and water. Never put bitters in your margarita. We
seems
will
like a
eventually
bad
play
idea.
Dreadlore, but I
Yep.
figure, you know what? We do best when we just do our thing. So let's just do our thing. All right.
Like me, painting.
Hulker, why should I give you an XP?
He always does so well finding our sponsors for us.
I feel like
Every
it's
week.
maybe because he's always repping fucking Dreadlore with his awesome shirt.
And
All right, you get an XP for your cool ass shirt.
he is a
Where
he is a
did people
patriot.
get this shirt?
They can't get that shirt. That shirt is the Kickstarter shirt, and if you were too lame to be on that Kickstarter or to support the book, fuck you. You don't get that shirt. However, that's a limited edition shirt. However, there is another shirt. It's the shirt that I have because I didn't support the Kickstarter because I'm a punk ass bitch. You can get that shirt. Just go to dreadlore.com. You find it all,
Dreadlore.com.
man. Find it all. No, that was one of the things that Drizzle taught me is if something is limited edition, it has to be limited edition, right?
Yep.
You know, and who is to stop me from making a reprint of that shirt? Nobody. But will I ever make a reprint? I can't. Because I'm lawful evil. Okay. So, we should probably play. Let's introduce ourselves. Dolby, who are you?
Dolby is a first lieutenant and the head of this band of the 4 Burning Sensations. He is, I don't know, pretty into the SSA. He's from Ganymede. Carries a little sword.
Carries a laser sword. Skip Trace.
Skip Trace is a Martian who is basically lifelong military. Has been doing this for a very long time. Was higher ranked, but
What's he
made the
now?
he is just private E1.
First class.
First class.
Yeah, he's not an E1. He's an E2.
E2. He's a private first class because he made the mistake of speaking his
Following Dolby.
mind. Yeah.
No, he made the mistake of doing his job and completing.
You kind of cut out there. You're
Yeah,
a little
he did his
frozen.
job. He completed his mission. As Bill has to leave Discord and potentially come back after it. What else about Skip Trace? Anything?
He
Success.
now he's to the point where
Hold up.
oh you just caught up. It went real super fast.
Oh, he left the room. He's out.
Yeah.
He's out,
Tell us
bro.
a little bit about Katrina
Okay.
Telmus.
So Katrina Thomas is a child born of privilege and prosperity, but also, well, she's from Mars. First of all, I should say. On the one hand, she grew up a very charmed life. You know, the best of everything that was available on Mars. Her family in the upper echelon of Martian society. On the flip side, she is simultaneously hated by Martian loyalists and Terrans, or I should say, primers, because she's a Martian. So, there's really she got a very mixed bag growing up. Simultaneously being privileged yet discriminated against for who she is. And in that regard, and when she finally got sick of it and decided to strike out on her own as a independent mercenary out in the outer reaches of the solar system, and now has found herself helping out the PNB on their little mission to take over Novus Terra, all right? Or I should say, make them compliant with the wishes of Prime.
How about Burgess?
Private Burgess is originally from Prime, the planet formerly known as Earth. He has a history of fixing shoes.
It's a cobbler,
if you will. He's been on all the missions, but funny thing happens in cryosleep. It has not really done. It's not been kind to him. So mentally, he has his moments.
Why? What happened?
Apparently, you can develop an allergy to cryosleep or something along those lines, and he's just kind of half nuts.
Sometimes you wake up. So you have some NPCs, some non-player characters with you. I will go through those a post haste. First is Alice Brick. She is a private, second class, so just a private, no chevrons or anything. She used to be a dissident. However, you guys put her in her place. She got re-educated and assigned to Dolby's team, the four burning sensation. She's about 25. She is a moon child. Has very, very pale skin despite her actual ethnicity. She seems like she's not done a lot of deep space type stuff. Not a lot of cryo. She's really had to deal with the fact that, people that she knew are not going to be the people she knew when y'all get back, because you're all definitely getting back in her mind. You also have Wilhelm Vesper. Wilhelm Vesper is a void-born, a strange kind of folk who are totally born in space. He is incredibly cybernetic. So a netic is what they're called. It means they're more than 45%, 50% cyborg. Some of them are all Borgy, think Warhammer 40K like the Martians, but most of them are not. So for Wilhelm, you would never really guess it, but he's got he can interface with computers and that sort of stuff. You got Archangel. Archangel is actually a 6th house mage, meaning he was one of the OG Kickstarter peoples, and that's why he's in this game. He's canon. His character is actually trans-dimensional, an interdimensional Archangel. He vibrates with, I guess, the hurt
the vibration of all that there is, and he's a bit of a superhero. He's found his way into this and is helping you all. You've got Josh Deargan. Josh is of the Prime Naval Brigade. He was assigned to your all's boat, your gunship named, which you all named, the Cool Mint. Josh is a second lieutenant. He's pragmatic, but he's a young officer that actually, in an odd way, looks up to Dolby. Dole Engineering. Turns out he's an engineer. He's a specialist in the P&B. He's very, very good at, as you would guess, at engineering. He and Josh are in a relationship. Dole has some interesting allegations against him. He's been in and around some catastrophes that have gone down. And because you guys went on mission, you're 10 light years out away from the Sol system. None of that's really come to light. It's not been dealt with. But is he a terrorist? Is he with the Clad? Dun, 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 dun. You might not think about that since you're dealing with the Clad right now. Anyway, Alfred, who you guys haven't really dealt with in a while because you fucking murdered him, is your robotic intelligence who is installed onto your Cool Mint gunboat. Turns out Alfred was a big dickhole and had a whole bunch of secrets, and Dolby took him out. He had Archangel do some kung fu and pretty much put like a governor, a kill switch on Alfred, so that you guys could kind of control him, kind of make him part of the team. And Alfred wasn't playing ball, so you turned him off, or he turned himself off or whatever. Basically, he's a robot that cannot be trusted. And does he have information? Yes, but is it worth it? Good question. Lastly, but not leastly, Lieutenant Commander of the PNB, Beatrice Coolme. It's a woman that Dolby actually was hitting on. And it turns out that she was an important player in the coup d'etat that occurred a few years ago. There was a coup about 15 some odd years ago. And when the PNB was sent here and the Marines were sent here from Seoul to quell that coup d'etat, Lieutenant Commander Coolme was a part of that team that was supposed to quell it. Something happened. A deal was struck between the despot, Confucius, and those Marines, or the PNB, whatever. Regardless, she wasn't down with it. She got kicked out. It was that or exile, and she became what she is until Dolby asked her out on a date.
She wants to ride
Date of
home.
murdering people.
She joined in. Okay. You all were sent on this mission. So we'll go a little bit more into game here. You're sent on this mission initially. Kind of an odd situation. You guys had just been re-educated. You'd been sent to Prime for 6-8 months or so after your last catastrophe of a mission, which actually was a success, but politically it was not. You're sent to reboot camp. And coming out of that, you're sort of the derelict crew, the Gen X of Space Marines. You're given this throwaway mission to Novus Prime. But as you all move through it, you realize there is a lot more to it. There is some cloak and dagger aspects to it. It has to do with the Clad, the Sol System Authority's mortal enemy that exists in a far-off system, the Axminster system. And when you get to this colony on the moon Novus Terra, and there's this coup d'etat and all this stuff going on, all this confusion, you realize that the Clad are there. Now, who are the Clad? You all just know what you've been told. They're netics, a lot of them. Whatever bad word you want to place on them, they're the enemy. They want to destroy the SSA. They want to take over the SSA. They're run by a computer authority, and they're misguided, and they're religious, and they're all these things. They're the other. You see them here, and they seem to be doing trade with the colony, with Confucius's colony. There's also another issue. Confucius's colony is divided. Half of them maybe want to be here and follow Confucius. The other half, they're not really down with whatever Confucius has done. There's this weirdness of they kind of have the SSA salute. You guys want to do that really quick? Yeah. They do the salute. It's this odd hodgepodge of what do they believe? And you know that the first wave of Marines and Navy brats who came here, where did they go? Well, it turns out they stayed here, and they've somehow made a deal with Confucius. So it's not exactly the mission you thought you were going on. Your mission parameters are, in some way, the mining must continue on this planet. It is rich in cobalt and copper, and that shit needs to get to the SSA. So however that's supposed to happen, get them in line for that. You guys infiltrate the city, one of the main cities, and all hell breaks loose. Now you have found yourselves with some allies. Turns out the Marine Corps that was stationed here, wasn't really on the up and up of what is happening. As in, the chain of command has been broken. People at the top are not actually telling the people at the bottom what's going on. Which is to say, the soldiers, the SSA soldiers that are here, so the PNB, Prime Naval Brigade, called Navy Brats, and the Jarheads, like you guys, they think they're still in line with the SSA. So now you got a question. Who's wrong? Who's right? Well, tentatively, Dolby makes friends with the Marine Corps dude who's in charge. You guys remember his name?
Nope.
For
Is it
1
Kibitz?
XP.
It's either Kibitz or Donero. Oh no, it's Asterix.
Yeah, it's not Kibitz. It's Asterix, I think, is right.
All right.
Asterix
Get-
and Moriata is the commander on the cruiser.
Yeah, it's
Well
not
done.
Moriarty.
Moriarty. Asterix, First Lieutenant Asterix. So, Drizzle and Ken, looks like you guys have another advancement.
Whoa.
Wait a minute. I just realized something.
Hold
What
on,
if-
hold on.
Okay.
Keep it, because I'm gonna throw it back to you guys after this. So, you've made friends with First Lieutenant Asterix of the PMC. You've convinced him that something is amiss, and he has facilitated, the fighting has stopped, because you guys murdered the shit out of basically the Colonial Guard. The Marines came out, you started giving them a real hard time. Dolby and Asterix meet, they talk. Hold on a second, we're on the same team, right? Dolby is in command. That's essentially the end of this. Asterix moves aside and says, okay, well, I'm going to find, new shit has come to light, man. I'm going to find out what's actually going on, and we're going to follow your lead, Dolby. So they take you to Confucius. And that is where this scene is going to start, which means that it is a new scene. Big S. So you get all your traits back, you get all your proficiencies back,
Whoa.
your plot armor you get back. This is the montage, of course.
Oh, with we can use advancements to add to our proficiencies, right?
Yes.
If it is an advancement, yes. If it's dropping the load, no.
Okay.
Dropping the load is not. It is a form of advancement, but it's a special kind.
Okay.
Generally done in the morning. So we're in the montage a little bit. As you all are moving through this bunker, the tunnel underground, there's stairs. It's all carved out. Think of metallic everywhere. It's hexagonal. You're walking through this like polygon style tunnel, and out ahead, you've gone through the main bunker door, winding around, and you're going into this large, wide, communist-looking, call it an office. It's opulent. On the ground are carpets. There's a fireplace, but there's no chimney. It's just there, right? There's relics and statues and things that this despot has collected. It's a large, like almost like a menagerie of sorts, okay? Antique items. You see weapons on display. And this place is large. So we'll call it something ridiculous, like 100-foot wide. Massive room. Ceilings, maybe we'll say kind of bunker-esque, so 25-foot tall. You're deep in the earth right now. A few flights down. Natural light from those natural lamps, you know, the light bulbs that do true light or whatever. And there's an array of people here, all military looking. It's very hodgepodge. For some reason, there's a bear like throw in this montage as you're walking up, meaning you are not too Confucius yet. Okay, so you can't break out into the dread yet. This is the time for you to be doing your advancements, to be talking amongst each other before we actually get to the pivotal moment of where you can actually affect the story. This is your time. Andrea, what were you saying?
Oh, no
And
thing
do
I
it
was
in
gonna
game
say.
if possible.
Okay, I'll break on. I'll get onto comms since we're obviously in the midst of people who might be problematic, and say, wait a minute, what if you guys? I mean, it's been a while since you guys were sent out on this mission. What if some kind of deal was struck with Prime in the interim?
Ooh, you'll get a narrative point for that. As Katrina says this, all of you know, without needing to bid or anything, that communications do travel quicker than you can travel with spaceship. You got different buoys and the gravity lanes and this kind of stuff. It is, I'm not saying it's true, I'm saying it's possible what she just said.
We also had a lot of stops before we got here, so we weren't exactly on time to begin with.
I don't think that's the case. I think if orders were updated, we would know about it.
We did turn our eye off, though.
That's true, but I think we would know about it just because Asterisk didn't know about it. I mean, maybe he's further down the line, but nothing.
He did say that they were waiting on us.
Yeah, well, they were waiting on us, but nothing that we've run across yet has given us that notification. As far as I could tell, like I've not had any information. Of course, we've been pretty dark, but they could have responded. We put an hail out. Our buoy was destroyed. Communication was severed.
Yeah, and I'll switch over to private comms just real quick. Private to our group so other people can hear it. But you also got to think there was a mutiny that happened on that ship at the exact same time this was going on. So that could be a part of it. The mutiny, they could have been going to say something, and then there was the mutiny, and they destroyed our buoy. So it could be that. I'm just saying, there's the option. We may want to bring that up when we talk to them.
Yeah, I think the orders we were given were pretty much, get the like. Can I scan through? I mean, I remember going through all the docs. You went through them with me early on, Skip. It said, Moriarta and Confucius and Axel were all if they didn't if we couldn't get trade relations started again, going back to the SSA, that we would do what we could to unseat them from power.
Oh no! I understand that completely. I'm just saying that in the interim, like I was just saying with Katrina, we may just want to see if they have communicated with the SSS directly before we got here.
I think what we should do is get Katrina to pull in some of her resources, because it sounds like the Telmar are already involved in this process. So if we could follow up and maybe get her to get that ship that's collecting that ore, to send that to the SSA instead of, because it's a clad chip, right? We can somehow convince it's in their best interest to send that ship to the Seoul area, then maybe.
But if we do that, then Solar will, knowing it's a clad ship, will probably just shoot it out of the sky before anything happens.
Not if they have the right captain.
Yeah, I'm just saying you'll have to hail them a lot earlier before they see you.
It's true. It's true. Well, if the right resources, because the clad chips aren't that different than ours, and if they have our call signs, they shouldn't destroy it. A ship is a ship in space. But that relies heavily on Katrina and her resources and her ability to step up and get her people to change their mind. And maybe it's simple. I think if we can get up on that ship and get them to stand down here and get the resources sent back to Earth, or not Earth, to Prime, because I don't know what Earth is. We will have completed our mission, and we'll be able to go on to the next mission.
Really quick, just for maintenance, Cherokee Sue and Silas, Corporal Silas, we will have left them outside of the bunker. Silas will be doing Overwatch as he was before, and Cherokee will be doing basically backing Silas up.
Yep.
And what about Lieutenant
Kulmi? Kulmi is with you.
Okay. And Kulmi, if you have anything to add to this, I mean, what happened? I mean, I don't understand what happened to the last commander. Apparently he went Hammond. He went crazy.
Good reference. This is on open comms, right?
Yeah, I'll open it up for that.
Okay. So Katrina and Burgess, you hear this. Kulmi will respond. I'm sorry, what? I just came into the conversation. What are you talking about?
We're just kind of understanding what happened in the last 5 years. Is there a potential that there was a armistice signed between the SSA and the Clad in the last 5 years?
You see her searching, Dolby, as you're walking by. You guys can see up ahead. We'll say you're 30 seconds from being in the room with Confucius and such. Lieutenant Asterix is out ahead. He's actually giving you guys some room so you can talk. Coolme does not have an earbud, by the way.
No, I didn't know that.
Right. Unless you've given her something. Have you given her something?
I don't know. If she's part of the team, I would have given her something, but do we have anything to, can I spend...
You can spend a pip to have given her something.
Well, I'll spend my only and last pip.
Your only pip.
To say that I pull out my spare, as Katrina said earlier, you either have two or none.
Oh,
So-
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like that. I dig that. So you spend that pip. As she's on the comms as well. She's sort of quietly talking. Within the last 5 years, she looks over at you, Dolby. Shares a glance with the rest of you, maybe. I guess we haven't really had time to talk. What do you all think happened? I mean, I can give you a rundown, but it would be easier to know, to fill in the gaps.
Asterix, hold up 1 sec.
He does. He stops. He walks out a few paces and stops and makes a reason for you guys to be stopped.
We our orders are that there was Alexander Bell was overthrown.
Yeah, that was us.
Yeah, and we don't really know why.
I mean, that was our orders as well.
Yeah,
we didn't overthrow him, of course.
And that Confucius and Moriarty were dissidents that decided.
You knew about Moriarty.
Yeah.
You see her just kind of like shake her head. So, okay.
What
Keep
did
going.
What did she do?
Commander Jade Moriarty was with us from the get-go.
Yeah, I didn't have that information that they, or at least that they rebelled and had some kind of political motivation to no longer be a part of the SSA.
As you see her shake her head for a second, as she's trying to figure out stuff. Okay. Let me tell you what. Some wire has been crossed. Okay. Commander Moriarty came with us, along with Lieutenant Commander Axel. We were all underneath Captain Gottfried Harold Grimm. We were sent here because, like you said, Xander Bell was overthrown, and this dissident, she says really quietly, kind of motioning towards Confucius, this dissident had taken over. Our mission was to come here and make, well, that go away. They're mining cobalt and copper and, well, as you know, she kind of looks over at Katrina and then back at you. Talmar shipping has been moving in. There's been a lot of piracy to boot. There's a lot going on in this dark part of the sector. Our mission was to plant here and ensure that the mining continued and to secure the trade between all of these people, including the SSA. So we were supposed to be stationed here. We were going to leave for a while. They first said it was going to be a 5-year mission, then it was a 10-year, and that's about when I started getting antsy. But before any of that started happening, things got odd.
Well, it's because the Clad has taken over. I mean, I clearly
So we didn't know the
Confucius-
Clad was here.
Yeah, Confucius is an asset of the Clad, and I presume Moriarta is too. Though I don't know.
I don't know. I've met Moriarta several times. She's a good officer from what I understand. Ambitious. When the first Clad ship showed up, we weren't sure what it was until we saw them, and that's when there was a trouble between the officers.
What happened between the officers?
Well, we saw the Clad and thought that we were going to attack, but we didn't. It turns out that the upper brass, so Moriarta and Axel, and Grimm at the time were talking to them. Not long after that, Grimm was thrown in chains and imprisoned. And we were told, rather bluntly, you're either in or you're out.
How did he go crazy?
She kind of looks around. He didn't go crazy. I mean, she kind of looks down. I don't know. He started talking some strange things. He looks back up, or she looks back up at you. He believes in them.
What? RI that thinks for itself?
She kind of smirks. Yeah. He said he got in touch with one of them, and it's just propaganda.
Yeah, it's code.
And he said that we should have taken over. We got to go against Confucius, and Moriarta is now the enemy. And it was all confusing. And so a few of us officers got together and were talking before we even knew it. It was all over. And we were told, you're with the program or you're not. And the program was Confucius is the leader. We're going to deal with a Clad. We're going to continue our orders. We decided not to.
Happened because Novus Prime went dark. Or Novus Terra went dark.
She nods. Well, shipping hasn't gone dark. Telmar's been here. The Clad have been here. There have been some problems with the pirates.
I know.
I don't know too much. I do know, and she kind of points at Axel. They've been kept in the dark, as far as I know. The Marines, no offense, they're not really the decision makers. They're the doers.
Sure. Yeah, I think a lot of this is kind of above my pay grade anyway.
So at this point,
you're saying that Axel doesn't?
We're gonna pop into the dread as this conversation continues.
Sure.
I was just gonna say
asterisks.
Yeah,
No,
asterisks. My bad.
Oh.
Asterisks. That's my bad. You get a pick.
Katrina
Drizzle,
pops in.
boom.
Katrina pops in on the line. She said, "This does sound very confusing."
Yeah, it is. It's like
You'll get a
nothing
pip
makes
too.
nothing makes any sense. All of the intel that we got from people on this planet, it's the opposite. It's from asterisks and what you're saying is not the intel we have. But I know what the SSA wants to happen, and so we have to facilitate that. And we got to facilitate getting you home. You've been out here long enough.
On a serious note, do you have any idea how long Telmar shipping has been involved?
I mean, I don't know how long. I know they've been out here a while.
Basically, at least as long as you guys have been out here, I guess.
They were here. One of our mission priorities was to make sure that pirates didn't interfere with commerce, as the SSA does. This is SSA territory, after all. That said, there's sort of an ellipsis. And I mean no offense, Katrina. She says Katrina, and it's kind of awkward that she's using your first name. It's like your God-given name. There's some rumor that Telmar's maybe backing the pirates. But I don't know. I don't know anything from 4 years ago. Not really, just rumors.
I will. Well, let's see. Once we get done with this meeting with Confucius, as long as it goes agreeably, I'll get in contact with the local Telmar shipping branch and see if I can dig up some information.
She nods. So you guys are in the Dread. The action is on you. I'm sending secret messages to everyone right now. So continue talking amongst yourselves. You'll notice just for the moment, it looks like Kulmi is maybe thinking, or she's tying her shoe or something. So talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Okay, I'm gonna head to the bathroom, so I'll be back.
Oh, I wanted to talk to Katrina.
Go ahead, quick. As long as it's relatively quick.
Katrina, so what do you think? You want to try and get on that Cloud ship? Do you think we could do it? Pull some resources.
I mean,
do you think you could talk your way up?
Could do it is one thing. Whether or not it would provide any real benefit, I don't know.
Axel, I think some of us need to use the or not Axel. I did it too. Asterisk. I think some of us need to use the restroom. Can you give us 1 second?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. No problem, Lieutenant. As he kind of turns around, I gotta take a leak.
All right.
You see a few of his Marines go up, and he will go up and actually talk to Confucius, as they're on their way up there to basically be like, "Hey, look, there are these people that are coming."
I'm just saying, it may be tough to get the clad ship out from under the clad. It may be easier just to get the next shipment headed back to the SSA.
Yeah, but I'm actually under the opinion that maybe this something else is going on. So if we can get the intel of whatever's happening on that ship, we might get some insight of what's happening with the clad and be able to engage them with more knowledge than what we have, because all I have is questions at this point. If you have a better idea, I'm definitely interested.
Well, our mission is just to get the goods back to the SSA.
Well, we could do that if we have the ship, their ship.
Yeah, but we're going to have to take that ship from a crew of clad.
Well, not if we get Telmar involved with it.
That's still a clad ship.
Yeah, but they're not.
We still
Marines.
would have to get.
Those guys aren't Marines.
We don't know what they are. They're the clad.
They're in shipping and receiving. They're not in a space to like in my opinion, they're like those guys we fought outside that we just murdered, all of them.
Right, and until the 20 PMC showed up, and then we were like, well, this is more. We don't know what's on that ship, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
You don't know.
Are they combustible?
I think if we can convince Confucius to get us some insight, to maybe even think he's all tweaked out anyway. It's like he's paranoid as hell. So we got to use that paranoia that he has. The city was just attacked, so we have to say, well, we stopped the attack, but who knows what more is coming.
Wait a minute. I thought we just stopped attacking.
No, we stopped the attack. It was pirates. Pirates attacked the city, and we stopped the pirates from attacking the city.
Well, the Asterix and them know it was us.
I mean, but we don't say that. That's why we need to just start the narrative that pirates attacked the city and we stopped them from.
I don't think it. If we go in here and we lie in front of Asterix, that may not look good on Asterix's part. Since
Asterix knows the story. We talked about this before we entered.
I don't think we said that their pirates were attacking, and because we were attacking them because we thought they were dissidents, and then we found out that we were all okay.
But that's the story that I had him give to his other troops to get them to stand down.
I don't remember that.
Oh, well, it happened. A lot of stuff was happening. It was definitely
also 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a few weeks ago. A lot of stuff was happening. Out of game, I believe that we had a conversation where I was like, we need to get to the bottom of this. We also have a company of his soldiers along with us. So I don't think it's just us. I think there are probably 4 or 5 other Marines, because I asked.
No, there are. Yeah, there
but
are.
He had to feed him some kind of line. I wasn't privy to it. I'm gonna. If we're in the Dread, can I bid something?
Oh, yes. Also, look at your messages.
Oh, we got some messages.
Are you doing Ken Howl? Is that what your messages are?
No.
Yeah.
I can't see anything on that.
Yeah,
that is,
I figured.
I
figured as much.
The feed.
What's your normal?
DJ No Fly.
Okay. There's the first one. Give me a second.
Nice. Oh, I got a message. Is that an audio?
No. It can be audio. And the security of it, you don't know.
All right. Asterisk, I just got some intel that our ship is engaging.
Asterix has gone up to talk to Confucius.
Oh.
Unless you're attempting to stop him before he does.
I would like to stop him.
Okay. So he's got a couple Marines that are already going up there as he stops to talk to you.
I would like to bid First Lieutenant my rank. Asterix, I have important intel. Before we talk to Confucius, we need to settle a situation that's going on. Can you contact their PMV cruiser?
You want me to directly try to contact them?
Can you contact at least somebody in the Naval Brigade that can?
I mean, who I would contact is Lieutenant Commander Axel. And he kind of points at a person standing.
Can we talk to Axel real quick?
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what we need to do. We'll get with Confucius in a second. We've got a problem.
As you see who he points to, it's a lieutenant commander in the PNB. So in not full dress regalia, but you see the insignia and such. It's like pseudo battle ready. Imagine a military flare with like camo pants. Like they've gotten rid of their normal regalia. Maybe you guys came on too fast for him. Looks like a 50-something African descent person. Dolby, being who you are, you can tell they're probably a station kid or a Voidborn, just by like how their body is shaped and moves. Tough looking, chiseled, expressionless marine type face, except they are in the PNB. So it looks like a lifer. Apparent age is 50 something, so who knows?
Sure.
This is a person who's likely a veteran of the Martian War. So they're likely as old as you or pretty close. Very competent soldier, probably insane.
Good.
As
Just my kind of person.
yeah, just like your person. As Asterix turns, yeah, I can talk to him. What do you want me to
Yeah.
say?
Introduce him to me. This is something that needs to happen ASAP. I just got a message.
So you
that
want
is
to go
very
talk
concerning.
to Axel?
Right now?
We're gonna have to go to him.
Yeah, let's go over there.
All right, so we'll pause for a second. Let me type this message. Skip and Katrina and Burgess, if you guys want to do a little bit of role play, that'd be fine, or whatever. Because I need to type a couple of messages, and then we'll move that story forward with Dolby, because that's going to move the plot a little bit forward when you actually go into the room.
As this is happening, can I, Katrina, I gotta go talk to Axel. What do you think about meeting Confucius yourself?
I mean, I guess, but really, this is your dog and pony show. So,
Well,
I mean, I can try and negotiate with him on behalf of Telmar Shipping, but
Yeah,
mean,
I have
well,
no. I'm just saying, I have no weight to pull in regards to the PNB or Prime or any of that.
I'm giving
they
you.
also
Go ahead.
they also sound like they've already been dealing with Telmar. So it's like, how do you do? Hey, I'm here with this company you're already dealing with, but I'm trying to tell you to deal with a different.
Maybe you
Make
can get a
something
better
up.
deal.
Get a better deal. Say something went off, and you got to check. I mean, you got to check your records. You got to do any number of thing, to get, just get your foot in the door. See what they say. Engage the person.
I mean, that was one. I don't know. It was one thing to try and negotiate a deal in regards to somebody who didn't already have a deal.
Well-
But if we're talking about a situation where they are already working with Telmar Shipping, and I don't know any recent, details in regards to the company in terms of our, finances or, or trade relationships, then I'm likely to do more harm than good trying to negotiate anything.
We're here. Confucius is the leader. You could just go to Confucius and say, hey, first thing we need to do is you need to tell the PNB guy Axel to stand down and tell him to do it. Instead of going to Axel, if you go to Confucius and tell Confucius to make Axel do it, they're right here.
I'm not the type of person. I speak military speak. I think we're gonna lose our ship if we don't just engage. So lie, do whatever you have to do. Beg, cheat, steal. That's fine.
I recognize that you have a mission, but I also have the reputation of my family's company to consider.
Yeah. It sounds like to me that the reputation of your family is in the doghouse in this moment, because we've relied on Telmar Shipping to get product back to Seoul, back to Mars. So it's not happening, and clearly you don't know about it. I mean, I don't know how to respond to that, but I do think that if you engage him on one thing, that that you will have more luck than I will. I'm a lieutenant. I am in the military. You are what gets in the commercial sector. So he's more likely to respond to you than me.
Okay.
I got a message.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't make sense of it.
And
Yeah, I think there's like a code of something. I don't know what it means, but I know if I get to a computer or that Alfred guy, if I give it to him, he might know.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. This is all happening, and our ship is going to get blown up if we continue this conversation. So,
I'm
gonna bid military life to keep my cool.
You do, Dolby, as all these things are going on. Seminal moment. Bidding, keeping your cool, you're able to hear them all, and what that essentially affords you out of game is time. So it's like things are not as imminent. You see like asterisks kind of like slow down as you're able to actually process things and take it all in and make decisions. What that's going to give you is more table talk and being able to actually like do more actions without the plot just steamrolling forward.
I'm gonna message Brick to keep her wits about her. Should I message here or say it out loud?
You can say it out loud. It's up to you.
Okay, I'm gonna message Brick to keep her wits about her and to, and to take care of Vesper just as ordered.
Oh yeah.
If needed.
There's a sort of a pause before she responds, but it looks like you see the little like ... as she is responding to something.
And if you need to, go ahead.
I've just let me see here. Sir, do you want me to step up and talk to Confucius?
I need somebody to step up and talk to Confucius. I need to address this situation with our ship.
Okay, so I'm going to bid tactical, and I'm going to step up and say,
you're going to talk to Confucius?
I'm going to step
All right.
up to Confucius.
All right.
And say,
Hold.
Okay.
Pause on that as you walk the length to do that. We're going to give you a moment for that, okay? So keep it in your mind. Burgess, as you've said those things, you see that the message is there. It is just unencrypted. Wait, encrypted. It is encrypted. So it has not been undeciphered, or it hasn't been deciphered. Jesus Christ. Katrina, you have no messages whatsoever.
that's okay.
All right. Dolby, what are you sending? Who are you talking to? As this will happen as Skip Trace is walking up.
I presume.
So it'll happen at the same time.
Going to Axel.
Yep, he's right there.
Is it Lieutenant?
He turns. Yeah.
Commander?
You can tell. Yeah, he's the same rank as you.
We've engaged with some pirates, and I believe that I believe that our ship is in firefight with your ship, and we should stand down.
kind of nods. You say pirates?
Well, I think the important thing is that your PMB ship is firing on our PMB ship.
Kind of nods. As neither one of you are that branch. Right.
And we need to end this because this is friendly fire and it can go bad real fast.
You see him look at you, and Dolby, you can tell he has stepped back and gone with your version of the story, but you do remember the version that he was given and that his superiors were given is very different from yours.
Sure.
You can see it in his face before he even says anything. Well, we can talk to him, but
Is there anybody?
They might think we're compromised if we do.
Well, the fire's not hot, but we could put ourselves in a real odd position.
I know what you're saying. The good thing is they will not fire on the city. He kind of turns and looks. If I may, Lieutenant, I suggest you keep your gunboat near the city.
Yeah. What we need to open up a communication between our two ships. I can communicate to mine, and I would like to bid a trait career.
Yep.
To be able to say this in a way that he would understand. Confucius, I don't know him well enough to really know if he has the ability to walk through the way it needs to be walked through. I think this situation, even my Marines and pilot could be a little trigger happy. So I will do my best to keep them at bay, but they're going to give you a run they're going to give you a run. So whatever you can do to keep them to not fire on my ship, that would be
You see him nod.
appropriate.
And from your bid, this is what you'll gain. Asterix does not have a straight line to that cruiser.
I was talking to
Okay.
Axel, I thought.
So you're walking all the way up to the table where Axel is?
Yeah, where's Axel? I thought he was taking me to Axel.
Yeah.
No, Asterix is taking... Okay.
Yeah.
Let's pull back.
Okay.
You guys are in the corridor walking up to the big table with all the main important people.
Oh, okay.
Asterix, because you had bid what you had bid, career, you gained some time to not have to make a decision, so the plot does not move forward. You're in the corridor. The person who's out in front is Skip Trace.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the corridor with Asterix, the lieutenant.
Yeah.
You're not talking to Axel.
Yeah, I thought I was talking to Axel.
No, you haven't been talking to Axel at all. He's out there. The big bad evil guys are out in out in front of you. You guys have not talked to them.
That's what I was saying, is because like they're sitting at a war table. Confucius, Axel, and a bunch of other people are all sitting at this one table. That's where I was like, if you walk forward and talk to Confucius and tell
we
Confucius
talked
to
to all
tell
of
Axel
them.
to stand down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Spatially, you guys are not there yet.
Well,
that was
take us there. take us there, man.
All right. So I'm gonna say this. So first, I get the confusion, but we have to honor what Drizzle was doing first.
Well,
he went out ahead to do that. Unless, I mean, it's up to you guys. Fuck.
If it was confusion on, and that's what I was trying to say earlier. So like, if Dolby, if you just go in and approach the whole table, like I can retract my bid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, if they're all together, I thought they were in different place in this big room.
No, they're all at a big war table.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's go up to the war table. Can you introduce us, Asterisk?
Do we need different names? All right. Asterisk's name is going to be Dude. His name is Dude now. It's with a D. Dude. God damn it. Let's take a moment break. I'm gonna go use the bathroom.
All right.
Fucking hell.
It's all happening. It's all happening.
Sorry, that's what I was trying to convey earlier when I
Sure.
was saying that, but
Cool. Well, we've been watching Dreadlore for the last short amount of time. Into space. With the cast. Bill Bunkum, Ken Howl, Daniel Holker, Drizzle, Andrea Elliott-Johnson, and sometimes Jesse Cabbage and Max. Thanks for all lowercase letters and Mr. Interrupt for the music. The Patreon folks, Tim Roberts, Daniel Holker, Nostalgic, Natalia Cline, as well as Couchfire Media for the art media production, and Twa Replay Productions for whatever it is they do. Sometimes, which is a lot. All right, we'll be back in a minute. I just did all that.